My name is Rami Pruitt. I'm a software, or I am an ex-software engineer from Twitch and Amazon. And today I'm talking to you about what is a MVP. The MVP stands for minimum viable product. And so this is extremely important because the reason why you burnt out on your last project, right, is because you did not follow this principle. And I have a helpful diagram for showing you the difference between an MVP and what you did. And what I'm not trying to like talk shit, but yeah, I've done it too. I've done it. I've started many business ideas, but I did not finish some of them, right? Because I did not follow this practice. So what most people think it feels like to build a product is what you see above, right? They have a wheel and they're trying to build a car, right? They start off with a wheel and it never gets finished, right? Until the very end. And so they have nothing to show, right? People need to understand that you need to start with the skateboard first, right? You can ride the skateboard. People are going to be able to use DonorSync, and I imagine that it's going to be a little bit of a crappy platform, right? My goal is to make DonorSync by March 1st, right? My goal is to make DonorSync by March 1st. And it's not going to be, I imagine, it's not going to be perfect. It's going to be ugly. And, hopefully my users are going to care about it enough to give me feedback about it regardless. But hopefully by month 4, I'll release it to the internet where it's no longer in a beta program. And so you see, maybe it'll be a bicycle by then, but maybe years down the line, it'll be a fully fleshed out system where somebody is wowed. But I imagine when people look at DonorSync, they're going to say, wow, I can tell this is built by one person. I can tell this is going to be built by an indie hacker. And that's okay. The game of being an indie hacker is not about being pretty, right? It's about incremental improvements on your product. And so that's the number one thing you guys need to be looking out at. If you see my channel, right, I didn't always have the lights. If you look at some of my earlier videos, I didn't have the lights. I didn't have the cameras. Things are getting progressively better. I think when you look at my channel, you can probably tell that I am, I don't have like 10,000 subscribers, but each day the videos are getting a little bit better. And that's why it's important to do that. So I'm going to pull up again, just what I imagine the MVP for DonorSync is going to be. Oh, my bad. So this is the MVP that I'm aiming for in the next 2 months, which is aggregate donations across YouTube, Twitch, and Meta. I want to add other platforms like Patreon, like Kick. I might add to this, like make your own payment processor. So like if somebody wants to pay you directly, you can have your own Patreon. Let's see. So maybe let's just add a segment here like post MVP. Oh yeah, and there's one thing I want to add to this: widgets for OBS. Widgets for OBS. So I'm in StreamYards right now, but OBS is where I can put some of the donation data on screen for you guys to look at. Like I can make an ending credit for your Patreon in case you want to shout them out at the end. So post MVP Patreon integrations. I want to make hashtagging features. And I want to make, what else could I do? Hashtag features. So, right, you're seeing this is what I want to commit to for March 2nd or March 1st, right? this is what I'm going to make after. Maybe I can make this my, what month is that? May goals. Like these are some things that I might complete in May, right? But you see how in the beginning, my MVP is super small, right? And that's okay, right? You only need the MVP to show your customers why it's so painful, or why you're not painful, but why your solution is going to alleviate their pain. That's why I'm sticking with these certain certain product ideas, so that once I'm done releasing it, I can allow my community to tell me which one I want to build. Like maybe I get 10 customers and they're like, man, I really love it if you built a hashtagging feature first. Maybe I would really love it if you gave me a mobile app, right? I want an iPhone app for this. I don't want to use your iPhone Android app. Hey, like, I want this certain feature. I can tell them, all right, like, I'm not going to do that until May 1st. Or I'm going to save it. I'm going to let you guys vote on what do I build next, right? So this is how I'm getting some of this stuff done. If I could probably, if I was doing a monolithic service, right? Maybe I could get all of this done in a few weeks. But the reason why it's going to take 2 months is because I'm setting things up. I'm making YouTube videos, right? I'm trying to relax a little bit. But this is ambitious, right? Today is January 10th. So I have 7 weeks to build the rest of this stuff. And I'm going to be using all the AI tools so you guys can see me build some of this stuff out. But I have my work cut out with me, spinning up all these different services, deploying them to cloud, like making my beta, my gamma, and my prod environment, like engineering excellence. I have all these different things that I need to do on the side of making my MVP. And so maybe down the line, some people are looking at DonorSync and they're like, wow, like I can't believe you just started with all these basic features, but that's how it needs to start in order for it to get better. So as you're building your MVPs, just make sure that you have very modest goals for a very modest product. You don't want to say like, I can say like, oh, like, let me start building my hashtagging feature. Let me start building the Android app, right? Let me start building my Patreon integrations. But I imagine 70% of my users that are going to be paying me $10 to $20, all they're really going to care about is YouTube, Twitch, maybe Facebook. Like maybe they're a Facebook gamer, maybe they're on Twitch, right? Most people are not streaming to more than these 3 platforms, but it still could be a great tool for them to get their OBS switches. So this is what I'm doing for the product launch of my MVP. And yeah, if you're, I guess in conclusion, if you are building your MVP, make sure that it has very modest goals, right? It's very definitive what you're doing. Maybe you're only doing 4 things, right? Deploy the website, make the email list to engage interest, and try to get it done in 2 months. Try to get it done in 1 month, right? Peter Levels said something about getting product done in a week. And so you guys are going to be able to see the progress of me making this product over the next month and a half. And I'm going to, hopefully with me saying that I'm going to do it in 2 months, that you'll get a chance to see. And so I'll let you guys know in the comments. Perhaps I have some videos of showing my end products. Maybe you see it on my YouTube channel, DonorSync.live. It's the name of the URL. But yeah, this is what this is the product for 2025 and how it's getting started.